Princeton Review, they released their top 10 party schools, and this is based on a survey of about 130,000 students at 379 schools. Let's look at the results. Syracuse University, #1, University of Iowa, University of California at Santa Barbara, West Virginia University, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Lehigh University, Penn State, University of Wisconsin at Madison, Bucknell, and University of Florida. These are the big party schools. That's where everybody's doing the drinking, and what else are the kids doing now?
Smoking
the stuff, and the marijuana.
They're doing the Molly.
And the Molly.
Oh, Molly.
And all
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
We just had weed in my college days.
Yeah.
No, he just didn't know about all the other
I didn't know. I was so stoned, I did not even find out about the other stuff. So I love things like this because, first off, obviously it's somewhat selective and anecdotal, of course. I don't know that we can really rank them in any real way. But what do you think's going on over at Syracuse? What's happening up there? It's northern New York. It's upstate New York.
Right.
There's
It's
not
really
a lot to
cold.
do.
Yeah,
it's cold.
You need some body heat, maybe.
Yeah.
That's
I went to Binghamton University. It was about 45 minutes away. It was not a huge party school. Again, that was why I was smoking all the weed, because there wasn't that much to do.
Was it because the population, like how big was the school itself?
Binghamton's about 12,000 at the time. Syracuse is closer to like 40,000.
That's enough to party. 12,000.
I just had this bong. I had this great bong.
Everyone was partying at his school.
Yeah, they
were.
were.
Just had no clue.
I had no idea. I was literally getting stoned.
I
was getting stoned and watching CNN, which is what led me to doing what I do now.
And look at where you are now.
It's a personal party.
Right.
It's a Dave Rubin party.
I used to see things in Wolf Blitzer's beard. All right, but that's a whole...
I don't know. University of Georgia, actually. I'm from Georgia and a huge UGA fan. And my brother was at UGA when they were deemed like the #1 party school in the country. And of course, UGA was very unhappy with that. So they started sending out vans and just raiding bars all throughout the downtown, and just going in and putting like anywhere between like 20 and 30 kids in vans and taking them to the police
Paddy
station.
wagons.
All
paddy wagons.
God, prohibition.
So people at Syracuse, beware. I mean, maybe that's what happens
They're
in the
coming
South.
for you.
Yeah.
Well, Syracuse did already, I think, put out a statement that was like, we do not strive to be a party school. That is not, we are, academics are first. So it's like, this is almost the list you don't want to be on, because then administration's going to crack down and your life is going to be miserable.
Best classroom experience. Yeah. That's the list you want to be on.
Right. So really, you want to be on the list of like 11 through 20, because then nobody talks about you when you're getting a lot of partying out. Then you're good. How much of the college experience, though, is just that? Like the good part of college, you know what I mean? That you need to get some of that out when you're
just do it. Like I mean, being an adult sucks so much sometimes.
I was going to get to that over here.
You have so much responsibility, and then you get married, and then you have kids, and then it's really hard to drink. Because somebody has to get up at 6 a.m. with the baby. So I just get it. I told my brother before he went to college, I was like, sleep with as many women as you want to, drink as many beers as you want to, like have a great time, because once you get out of college, the real world starts, and sometimes it is not fun.
I very vividly remember being in college, and all my relatives, every adult that I knew would be like, this is the best time of your life, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it was great.
And you were like stressed though. Like I was like stressed studying for exams. It's like the grass is always greener.
You went to school for something like you went to school for something like really smart.
But I have to admit, I Dave partied in school.
Oh, you did.
I don't drink now, and I never have. But I did a lot of drugs. And so, and I think
the crazy scientist.
Yeah, exactly.
Drugs,
but I liked your advice, because honestly, I think that college is the time to just get laid a lot. Like wear a condom, but get laid. Because I think that it's also good experience to get out there, experience other people. You can be free. It's kind of like socially acceptable, which is a bit weird. Like you don't want to do that in the workplace. Like you don't want to shit where you eat, but like you can totally shit where you go to college. Like you can, you know what I mean? Get laid. Have fun. I was doing it. I was having fun, but it's like there's certain people that getting high is more fun than going to an kind of party.
Also, to also make another point, a lot of these people that are going to colleges, some of them come from really small towns where it's like, like for me, I always said to my brother or my sister, like, my mom's a superintendent of a school system. My dad, they're part of a big family business there. Like, but just be polite while you're there. Like, don't get, you know, wasted, embarrass yourself, and have everyone in town talk about it.
Right.
And there was that existed in all these small town communities. So when you go to college, there's an anonymity that happens. It's like nobody back home knows what I'm doing.
And it's awesome.
And
it's like the best part. It's
yeah,
absolutely.
So why not?
And you get to start over. You get to make new friends. You get to be whatever person you're trying to figure out who you are at that time. Try a new identity. Have fun with it.
Yeah. So this was a very pro-party segment, which I
yeah.
pretty much think. So I will bring it to one serious thing at the end. We always do these stories about how expensive college is becoming. So in a weird, and then people that are college educated aren't getting good jobs even anymore. So is college sort of just making itself irrelevant because of all the partying in a weird way? Now do I sound like an old man?
I think
like it's becoming real expensive and they're just partying and they can't get the job. So
I mean, I think that it's a bit polar to say it's becoming irrelevant. I do have huge problems with how expensive it is. I think that there are huge overhauls we should make in the way that we fund colleges. You know, I'm all for like a lot of European countries, you give service to your country and in exchange you get an education. I do think though it depends on what you're studying. I think there are certain majors that are incredibly necessary. Like there's certain things you can't do unless you go to college. Like you're not going to be good at
a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah, or I mean really a lot of things. But there are things that you can be self-taught at. And but I do think that the college experience is important for kind of personal growth, especially if you did come from a small town, especially if you did come from a place where your parents were overbearing, where you didn't have any individuality, where you couldn't kind of step out on your own and learn how to fail. That's, I think, for me, one of the most important parts about college is learning how to fail, pick yourself back up, keep going.
That's a great point.